Are most of their eyes this covered? He looks like he's got quite the brow on him.
Oh, yeah, they have something little different. Each one's a
Subtleties.
little different, yeah.
Is there such a thing as like an albino one, or not?
No.
Really?
Well, there are albinos, or some of them will have a lot of white. They'll have a big white head, which is not a traditional marker.
Okay.
But and then some will actually have a blue eye.
Oh.
Or two blue eyes, but that's a genetic defect, and so it's something you don't breed for. It's really cool looking.
Sure.
But you don't breed for it because it usually, when you have one genetic defect, you usually have others.
It comes in waves.
Yeah.
Now, if you
Wouldn't
could just
Don't bite me.
find a breed that stayed just like this, you'd be a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Miniature Bernese Mountain
It
Dogs.
just cracked me up when you
Well, also when they bark like they're big, but they're actually still little, there are certain breeds I'm sure that are like that.
Yep.
Nature calls.
Yeah.
So what got you into breeding in the first place? Did you guys just love dogs and that's that, or?
Well, we just kind of fell in love with the breeding. They really were hard. When we got our first one, we had to wait 2 years to find one.
Wow.
And then we found one, and then we learned after that and it was an import.
I see.
Well, they said it was an import, but I think it actually came from a puppy mill someplace in Texas or something.
Okay.
And it was supposed to have purebred papers and stuff, but the papers were all bogus. And so it was kind of like, we love the dog, but it's not,
It's a racket
you
to
don't
get
have you don't have the purebred papers to breed it. So, but I retired. I'm a retired chiropractor. So when I retired, she was able to be at home, and so it's kind of like we just kind of added another one, and then the next
it
one,
became
and
a
then
thing.
It became a thing, and then we decided to try to streamline it a bit so that it would be more efficient and not overwhelming. So like now, when these guys go home, we actually get about 3 weeks off before the next litter is due.
And 3 weeks is a long break.
That's
welcome break for
That's a fall break. And then we have 2 litters that are coming this fall. The last of them is going home. Should go home right around the first of the year, and then we're done until we'll probably breed in March and April.
Gotcha.
We
Puppies
go about
and-
6 to 8 weeks where we don't see each other.
Yeah.
We get to go out to dinner.
And that's about it.
Because the first 3 weeks is pretty intense.
What are you guys doing there?
Because
You
they're
should
born
come
in
in
the
your
house.
house.
We have a whelping couple
Come in your
dog rooms
house.
downstairs.
Hey guys,
Turn it around, yeah, turn around so they can get in
I
it.
want to go in the house.
You guys thirsty?
There you go. Went in. We'll go down the slide.
But they're born in the house and we're with them 24/7 for the first 2 weeks.
How's the milk situation go?
The what?
The milk situation, or?
Oh, the moms, they have plenty of that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah, they're good producers. And then at 3 weeks, they're starting to get, well, their eyes are open and they start needing food then, so then we move them out to the pen on the shavings.
Got it.
But when they're first born, they can't see or hear. They can smell and feel warmth, so they're like little heat-seeking missiles.
Got it.
That find mom.
Got it.
Well, you know which one has the energy. So that is something else.
Yep.
You don't need to chew on me. No. No.
How about the bumping? Does that start a couple weeks old where they'll just knock into everything, or is that more of like a year in they kind of start to do that more?
Well, when they're first born, they can't move. They're about this
Potatoes.
size. They're like hamsters.
Okay.
Well, they're
The
about
size
the size
of-
of a small guinea pig
I see.
when they're born.
Got it.
And they just kind of roll around, crawl around a little bit.
Yeah, so we
And the
watch
birth
them
isn't all
closely
they
for
have
2
to-
weeks, but we don't really
Is
we
it-
don't handle them much because when you handle them, it interferes with their senses. So they can't because they can smell
warmth
They can
thing.
smell and they can sense the temperature.
Got it.
But otherwise, if you handle them too much, it's like you put them back in the pen and it's like they don't know what to do.
Can't find
Ow! Well, belly rub.
So there's 6 weeks, you said?
Belly rub.
Yeah, 6.5.
Okay.
And they all love towels.
So we
each-
use these blue towels with them as puppies, and then each one of them takes one home with them. So they have a towel with the litter scent on when they go home.
So it helps the transition.
Oh, and you
Ah,
send them home, you bring the towel in.
Yeah.
I see.
They get a towel and a tug.
Hey,
Don't chew on my foot, you. Hey, no. Chew on this.
you almost got toes exposed,
Chew on
Craig.
that. Chew on that.
Do you have
No.
a dog?
We don't. I got a 1-year-old at home, which is occupying plenty of our time for
Yeah, I
now,
was
but
gonna say, yeah,
at some point.
pretty soon. When you have a helper.
Yeah.
What do you think, Craig? You got part of your sister's backyard in your here?
Yeah, I think so.
The sister lives
Okay,
in.
we used to call it
Silverton,
Oregon Mist.
Got it.
And they had to get out of there.
Without all that smoke and
Oh,
stuff.
I know. And Seattle was, my friends live in Seattle, and they were telling me all about it. It's crazy. This guy's like, I see shoelaces. I know they're in here somewhere.
I'm gonna go get them too.
Persistent.
Mm-hmm. Looks like dinner time.
Are you bringing a big pan? Or little pans? Okay, here they come. So you have to kind of do the puppy shuffle. There. One missing.
Where is it?
Puppy, puppy, puppy.
He probably followed you in to
Oh,
get
there
the
he
food.
is. Here he comes.
He's like,
Yeah,
that's
you
all
gotta
you
get
had
in
to
there,
say
get some
was
food.
dinner.
Let's get in there and get some food.
Get in here. 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 Here you go. There you go.
I like the slurping, constant dinner time sound.
Yeah, they eat pretty good. They chow right down.
Now, how much weight, like, Deb and I had a pretty good time. She couldn't stay awake to watch the TV monitor at the house, and I could. I can stay awake forever. So I'd watch, and she'd be sound asleep, and as soon as I saw the white bag, I'd elbow her and say, go deliver. Look at them. Hey, Ma.
Craig, kennel him up. Kennel him up. Hey, Mama.
Here's Mom.
Hey.
This is the mom. This is Bree. She's the mom. And the puppies will leave everything to find mom.
I'm sure.
And they catching them.
Now, will she pick a spot where she just wants to lay down so they
Actually, she's standing now.
Come on, Bree.
Good girl. Say hi.
Sweetie pie, huh? How you doing?
They love their mama.
No, eventually she'll stop and let them nurse.
She gets tired or
Once she gets to check everything out.
making sure it's safe or
Bree,
Come on,
Bree,
Bree,
come on,
come here.
feed the babies.
Come on over here.
Come on. Come here.
is it because they miss her or because they're hungry? Or both?
You want to stand there? Stand up. Stand there. Just stand. There you go. Good girl. Good girl.
Is that wild or what?
Good girl.
And this is once a day?
Right now it's once a day. It was 4 to 5 times a day. But she's only got a couple days till she's totally done.
God bless her with all those sharp teeth.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
You know, somehow they
Those
don't
teeth,
bite.
she's not real happy about this right now.
Well, they
No wonder she thought about it for a long time.
well, their tongues though circle around, so
They
it's
kind
just
of
their
wrap
tongue.
their tongue around.
I
the
see.
nipple.
Yeah.
And create a
There's no
vacuum
teeth.
with that.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see.
There's no teeth
They
involved.
make there's a little straw.
Yeah, that's what it's been like.
Look at that.
Girl, mom.
Now, how many are there?
8.
So is there 4 on both sides now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
so she'll
cool.
grow one if she needs to, or
No,
they usually have 8 and that's that?
Yeah,
8,
they
8 or
usually-
10.
8 is normal.
Okay.
Some have 10. Some will have 10 and 2 of them won't be actually functional.
Yep.
But we do have a couple girls that have 10
That
that
work.
actually
And
are
they've had
functional.
bigger litters.
Really?
Good girl.
That's how it works.
Said, I've been waiting all day.
But when they're in gestation, they won't like pop another 2 nipples out or anything. They're just born with
They're
10 or
born with
8 and
what
that's
they
that.
have,
Just
yeah.
whatever they got, they got. part of our breeding program too is we work to get, like she's a really good mom, an easy whelper, no complications. That's the one we want to keep one from.
Sure.
So if you have one that maybe a good mom, but you have trouble and you lose puppies and things like that, then so we don't necessarily want to keep that line.
Right.
Try to keep the healthiest and
Do dogs ever reject the puppy? Do
What?
they? I mean, like horses do, or
We had one mom that did. She was a terrible mom. We
Yeah,
lost
just-
a puppy. She bit it, and
she actually crushed his head.
Really?
we
Yeah,
had to
put it down.
we had to muzzle the mom. But that was not a good thing.
Yeah.
Never had that, so
That
that was her last time.
Just like anything else, you do it long enough, you get to see everything.
Well, I mean, humans have mental health and
Yep.
animals have mental health.
Yep.
And she was a sweet girl, but she did not want anything to do with pups. And that you need that maternal instinct to kick in.
Yep.
And if they don't have that, you can't make it. You either have it or you don't.
Are you
Okay,
done?
yep, she's done now. Okay,
Okay, I'm done.
go for her in there.
Let's let her
Go
walk
run around
around
a
here.
little bit.
The last breed genre.
It was cars. We had
Okay.
Ford and Chevy were the girls, and then we had Dodge, Buick, Cadillac,
Pontiac,
Oldsmobile,
Pontiac.
Pontiac.
yeah, they're
We've
running
had-
out. They're running out of names.
I was
Yeah,
saying,
we've done
what car
cheeses.
name?
We've done cheeses. We had a watch litter. I call them our watchdogs. There's Timex, Rolex, Seiko, all the different. We had a bunch
Cool.
of those.
hey,
We've done trees, flowers, fish,
Wines, beers,
wines, beers, whiskeys.
apples.
Yeah, or
Apples I like.
Spirits,
Birds,
Johnny
fruits.
Jack and Jose. Yeah. I think I can sit in this bowl. What are you doing there, Mom?
Isn't it funny? There's always one. This one back here is kind of a loner. He walks around, takes
doing their
care
own
of
thing.
himself.
Horses do that too, probably, right?
Yeah, just pretty much every.
The one on
yeah,
the
you
one
get
on the
ones that
flowers.
just-
How big are those horses when they're born on average, you think? 40 pounds?
a little bit more than that. Maybe a big one is 100.
Like a draft horse baby kind of?
No, just a big thoroughbred.
Oh.
The draft horse I think could go over 100. Because I've seen a baby and they're big.
But these guys are a pound when they're born, basically?
Yeah, 8 to 16 ounces.
Wow.
I think the biggest we ever had was 140 pounds. 140 pounds. Yeah, that was Dr. Brick.
Yeah, I bet.
Pretty good for me.
Look at all those tails going.
Good girl, Mom. Yeah, keep them moving, huh?
Hey!
Good girl, yeah.
Yeah, nothing left there. There's nothing left.
They're trying, just in case.
The milk bar.
We'll go see if there's
Right.
more.
When one of our little granddaughter Luna, we had puppies once, and she asked me. She says,
Look
She
there.
says,
I'm
"Mima."
done. I've had enough of this.
when they get milk, do they have white milk or chocolate milk?
What an innocent question.
Now, do dogs give the babies the colostrum?
Yep.
Do they?
It takes about 3 days for the milk to really come in.
Got it.